to all the dispossessed youth of Africa, for perpetuation of communion with ancestral spirits through the fight for African freedom, and in the firm faith that the dead, the living, and the unborn will unite to build the destroyed shrines. Selah. Hello and welcome, beloveds, to Wake Up Africa. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray that you are well in all your ways and that you're moving into living life truly. Whoa. Let's just let spirit go through. And that you're really moving into living life on your own terms. We really want to thank everyone that supports us on Patreon. We appreciate, love you so much. There's so much more information we share, especially with everything that's happening with the pandemic. So definitely consider joining us for as little as $2 a month there for some very, almost life-saving information. But beloveds, I just wanted to bring to your attention that what we're seeing right now with the global censorship and how everything is being monitored. I think they even started where if you send like a controversial WhatsApp message to people, they'll take you off their platform. And right now the world is literally being run by the whims of some, liberal capitalists. Can I say that? But we all know who is behind them. I don't even think some of these CEOs are human, but those are stories for other days. It is so important to think that it's not going to stop with your freedom of speech being taken away. It's not going to stop with, you not being able to speak freely on Twitter or speak freely on this platform, where now we're literally in a self-censorship generation where people will censor themselves and speak in code because it's so important to still reach as many people as we can while these platforms are still there, beloveds. But we're witnessing like mass self-censorship or just being clever and finding the necessary codes. But it's not going to stop at that. It's not going to stop at censoring your tweets or censoring your Facebook posts or censoring your YouTube channel. They're moving to censoring your thoughts and controlling your thoughts. That's what this whole nanotechnology is about, beloveds. It's putting like programmable technology into your vibes that they can direct this way, that they will literally, they've been doing it through movies, etc., etc. But with the awakening happening, they literally need people to have a chip so that they can be scripting your life. Right now, there's 7 pillars. There's 7 strongholds: the media, the entertainment, the education, the religion, the economy, the health system. All these 7 pillars are controlling the people, and the government. They're all controlling the people perfectly and leading the people down that wide, wide road to hell. Please be sure to like this video, beloveds. We've been noticing, but it's not even just us, Many platforms are acting funny when the algorithms feel like you're speaking too much truth. But beloveds, it's important to know, and I mean, George Orwell, I did a video on him already, and you should actually go through the comments and see all the amazing books. In fact, I think I'll do a list of books that people should read that like perfectly depicts this time. But what was crazy is that not only was George Orwell's 1984 on the reading list or must read list for so many schools across the world, but it's actually now become a bestseller. Is that through the programming? Is that a natural thing that's happening where people are awakened enough and they just want to connect? Or is it something that's being created and falsely publicized so that people get into it? But we have to be aware that he talked about the thought police. And I did a video on how they can literally influence your thoughts and keep you on this negative vibe, keep you on this low vibe. It's not complicated for them to do that right now at all. And they can even tell. I mean, please watch the video where I talked about they can hear your, they found a way to hear your inner voice. And the only way they're able to do this is if you're low vibe. That's why I say your best defense is upwards, going up, rising in your thoughts, keeping your thoughts as creative and connected to the spiritual as possible and in nature as possible, not tapping into any of their thought patterns that they've registered. And their thought patterns are attached to, all those low vibrational thoughts, fear, anxiety, worry, money, those 7 pillars I just mentioned. Because they talk about even George Orwell actually talks about a thought police, which would be a secret police in the future, which would literally monitor the thoughts of the people, and any thought that was against the thoughts of the people of that, the thoughts of the system would be taken out, or they'd be tortured in order to, MK altered literally in order to change their system. And so he describes a thought crime as, a person's politically unorthodox thoughts, such as unspoken beliefs and doubts that contradict the English socialism of that time, which was the dominant ideology of the main global New World Order system called Oceania. And, the word crime think describes the intellectual actions of a person who entertains and holds politically unacceptable thoughts. Thus, the government of the party controls the speech, the actions, and the thoughts of the citizens. That's where we're moving to. I mean, they're already controlling the speech. They're manipulating a lot of people's thoughts, which is why this whole agenda is being rolled out, so that they can have even more of a stronghold and a handle on it. But they're looking for those who are dissident. And I mentioned this in another video, how Facebook had launched this really controversial survey where they were asking people if any of their relatives or friends were radical or outside of the box thinkers. And they were literally creating a list. And then, of course, I think, there was a lot of uproar about it. But they're going to be able to penetrate your thoughts, beloveds. That's why you need to come into your powers like yesterday. You need to be working on that, on being above the system. That's the only way you'll be able to ride it out and override it. Because they can only do this if you're in their matrix or patrix. That's the only way. Otherwise, your mind will be on a different narrative that they don't have access to. And that's where we need to shift ourselves to. How do we do that? We get busy building our own new story, our own new world, in whatever way and capacity we can do that. We get busy doing our own thing. We increase the amount of time we're spending in nature and on ourselves just doing natural projects, and decrease the time that we're on their matrix, on their system, online. Because also you don't, you don't also want, and I mean a lot of these devices, beloveds, people have to learn to switch their phones off when they're having and I know switching the phone off isn't enough. Sometimes you'll even have to remove the battery and the SIM card. But, if you're going out into nature, leave your phone in the car, in the house, wherever. I know some places aren't safe, so do it at your own discretion and discernment. Learn to switch off your phone at certain times in the day. Just beware that the electronics and the AI of this time, they're like frenemies. But just as others can use it against you, you can use it for yourself and against them. But just know the times, beloveds. Thought crimes are going to become real. Are you ready to live in such a world? I know I'm not. That's why I'm building my off-grid home. Tuko pamoja.